Following breaking news this morning out of Butte County, the park fire burning thousands of acres with more than 24 zones under mandatory evacuations. Let's get over to John now with those updates.
Yeah, guys, firefighters losing ground on that fire this morning because it exploded in size overnight. Latest reports show that the park fire, as it's known, burning east of Chico, went from 6,500 acres to more than 45,000 overnight. The fire started around 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. So if you do the math on that, in 16 hours, that fire has grown to burn the city, an area the size or larger than the size of the city of Stockton, I should say. Cal Fire says the fire is only 3% contained this morning. There are mandatory evacuation orders in effect for parts of Butte and Tehama counties as well. I want to show you the evacuation map here. Everything in red, that is mandatory evacuation orders. You are not allowed to be in there. People in yellow, they're being told to be ready to go if things change. We have a number of crews covering this fire for us. Dave Grasshopp's in Oroville, where animal evacuation centers have been opened up. I want to start with Rachel Wolf, who has seen, she says, at least a dozen homes that have been burned to the ground in Butte County. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. Yeah, we're standing actually alongside one of those homes, and this is the area of Cohasset Road near the airport. In case you're not familiar with the Chico area, it's north of town. So we have a number of Cal Fire crews. We're in an area that's under a mandatory evacuation order. This home has burned alongside the road here, and we spoke with a woman this morning. We saw she had posted on Facebook saying, hey, I saw my home burn, and we got her permission to use these pictures. This is images of the surveillance footage of her home burning. So this is what she posted. She watched her home burn. That's got to be tough. And she was thankful she was safe. She was nowhere near there. She's staying with a friend in Chico. And then this morning we came up here and had her address, and we went to the street where her home was located. And sadly, we saw this, and often when we're covering these fires, people want to know, because in some cases there are dozens and dozens of homes, and that's a tough place to know that, you're kind of being the bearer of bad news. Although she knew already that she didn't have a home to return to. So this fire is about a mile outside of town, 2 miles. People were watching it during the early morning hours burn. Some people were very, very nervous about all this, given what happened during the campfire. There's a lot of campfire evacuees that relocated to Chico. Some people still have not been able to find housing. This is a beautiful area north of town. It's in the foothills, but there's a lot of vegetation and fuel for this fire because we've had 2 near record years of rain. So the firefighters are hoping for a break in the wind, because the wind is blustering a bit this morning, and that swirl takes the embers, even something from like a stump being on fire, even though they've gotten this area under control, and can spark something else. So it's headed towards Red Bluff. So at this point in time, Cal Fire getting ready to head out for the day and relieve those overnight crews, which have really worked hard, and they've been up against a lot of obstacles to try to keep this fire at bay.
Yeah, and it's got a big job ahead of them as well, too. Rachel, thank you. I want to show you some time-lapse video. This covers 12 hours. It was taken from one of the Alert California cameras in Richardson Springs. That's about 9 miles north of Chico. You can see how quickly the flames grow, how quickly the situation changes there. The last image was about 10:30 last night before the camera finally goes offline and presumably is destroyed by the fire.